Good morning. So let's get on and look at these currencies. Firstly, let's look at the data that came out yesterday. If you notice, the French data dropped behind in terms of manufacturing. Services was up a tick or two. German manufacturing and services both falling there. It's not a good sign for the European sector. Overall, the figures coming back again. UK data was well, pretty much in line on services and slightly better on manufacturing. So outperforming there. Thank goodness we got a new government, eh? Anyway, he says tongue in cheek. Bank of Canada left rates as sorry. They cut rates as expected. I'm talking the left them. They cut the rates as expected. There's no surprises there. And we then saw the US data coming out, and we saw the flash manufacturing data dropping back below into basically shrinking, but the services figures came out well, and this is the more significant number. So we've got expansion there, contraction there. Overall, positive day today. Let's just click on today. What we've got coming out, we've got the advanced GDP for the US. Not a great deal. We've got German business climate, etc. this morning. I thought I'd already seen something like that coming out here. No, it's the French. It's the French data. I haven't got the German data. That is at 9 o'clock. Okay, so not a great deal here. Durable goods later, actually. That can create a bit of volatility. Core durable goods in particularly. It's more important. I don't know why they've got this lighter. Anyway, and we've got Lagarde speaking there at 4 o'clock. So due to speak, let's just check. Due to speak at the International Summit on Sport and Sustainable Development. Okay, don't expect too much from that then. Let's look at the technicals. And so far, we're short on this euro dollar, and it's heading towards its target. My target's just short of this 50 moving average. I will leave it where it was yesterday. It was in about within 10 or 14 pips of the target. It didn't quite get there, but I'll just leave it be. It did find support back into its weekly S2, and the temptation for me today would be, if it gets back there and stalls, is just to take the money. That could be as far as it goes. Statistically, it does tend to range between its R1 and S1 a lot more, but it did break down to the S2. Okay, in terms of range, from a weekly range, it's probably in line with what we normally see. So again, we could hold it, we could get greedy, and we could give it all back. But that position currently is sitting there at break even. So I can't lose any money. It's just I can give back what I've already made. So I can effectively lose money. Right. The opportunity cost. Okay, today though, just looking at it, would like to see it coming down towards the S1, and that would be pretty close to target anyway. So that's the euro dollar. The pound was a little bit more stubborn yesterday. Ended up just around about a doji bar, slightly off on the dailies there. Come off this morning so far. It's coming off quite cleanly here at the moment. Just looking at a tad on the softer side. Just running through there, and again we could see double bottoms kicking in here. It ties up quite nicely with the S1, so we'll see what happens. I'm not into this position, but it has had quite a rally the previous day there. Yesterday in the morning there, pushed up more than the other markets, but it's given it all back. Anyway, that's the pound at the moment. Not really. There's not a trade that I'm looking to get in on it. The dollar yen, I'm still short on this at the moment, and looking at the potential here, whether to hold fire. I got in relatively cheaply. It's up over 300 pips, so it's sort of running in the right sort of direction. But we'll see. It's already down to its weekly S3, and you can get very greedy on these things and hold in, but I might be able to get another opportunity if it's going to continue. But just looking at the price action here, it is sort of it's broken down, it's retested the underside of its quarterly S1. There's that, and broken down further. So yeah, that's the quarterly S1. It's fallen to the underside there. So it's got space to come down some more, but it's as I say, I'm just sort of looking at the weeklies here. I might just be saying thank you and banking it. As I said, I'll also check out the Fib retracements and see. We've gone past the 38 there, I think. Certainly a good retrace so far. Aussie dollar, I'll assess that later. Aussie dollar continues to sell. Really, the sentiment coming away from it a little bit, but it's really continued to go here through the Asian session, looking pretty soft here. But as I said yesterday, it's quite difficult when it gets into the you sort of start looking at it and it's into these lows. And okay, it picked up a little bit there, but for quite a lot of yesterday, retrospective trader or hindsight Harry will say, well, you come in late or whatever else, and you do have to look at this more like 10 o'clock at night sort of time often to get a bit of a picture on what's going on. And yes, it's continued to the downside at the moment. Not a lot I can do about that. Can't be in it. Well, you could be in everything, but then you'll probably end up giving some of it back. US dollar CAD, this has continued to push to the upside here after being quite awkward, but it's pushing up there. It's broken through the prior highs. We saw rates cut yesterday, of course, and it doesn't look like it's too much in the way of bullish sentiment on that at the moment, does it? It was completely bearish from the big money's perspective, so it continues to look soft. But again, for something to actually get into this trade, it wasn't a trade to get into yesterday when the news was coming out. In the end, when the news did come out and the changes were made, it did have a little bit more push. The thing with all these markets, they are moving and they're moving quite well, but the question is at what point are they going to stall and maybe turn and get a decent retrace? For now, it looks great. Just to buy into it, it's a risky old job to do. New Zealand, again, looking weak. Once it comes, there we go. Looking particularly weak there. It was around about one of the weakest. It's a battle between the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand, in a sense, pushing down here. Again, it's pretty much done through the Asian session there. What we might expect it to do. Perhaps I should do these updates at 10 o'clock at night or something, and I'm joking there. Anyway, there we go. Not a great deal here to be taken. We could look through some of these cross pairs, like the euro yen. Maybe got some potential on the lower time frames. Maybe not. At the moment, I thought I could see on another chart something looking a little bit better, but I'm looking at the wrong pair on that to judge. Anyway, yeah, it's not really giving too much here, and again, it's one of those that's going away. We'll see what happens. There is probably more potential for this to come over a little bit more, but it has gone a long way already. Right, everyone will get start buying it soon, of course, because it's coming down. But maybe right thing to do is to buy to close. Right. Anyway, there we go. That's the euro yen. Other markets, let's quick switch through to the indices, and we'll start off looking at gold, which has been coming off. There you go. Gold continued coming off today, pretty much showing it yesterday that it was looking like it did come off nicely off the weekly pivot there yesterday afternoon. Then this is one of my favorite types of setups. I missed this. I was out by that time, but what a lovely move. Beautiful move. It doesn't look so pretty on the hourly here, but it did everything it should do, and we've got to treat these as swing trades, and well, it's running quite nicely at the moment. Oil, just take a bigger picture. This too, stronger dollar, etc., is really affecting this. We're back to its quarterly pivot here. At the moment, it still looks quite soft, but again, you look at where we are. We've been touching into the weekly S2. Now, I say generally that's quite a big movement statistically to break through S2s into S3s, etc. Doesn't happen that often. Pivots, are they that pinched? Well, not massively pinched here. It's had a good run, but we'll see. Got quite messy yesterday. There was no obvious trade. It's all from sort of late on, a lot of these moves. Right, S&Ps. Whoa. So proper correction we gone into here. It broke the lows there yesterday and has gone into proper corrective mode. So that, what time was that? That was later. Okay, going from the 11 o'clock bar through. Carrying on its rollover here, lower highs confirmed into this. This is something more significant now that we're seeing potentially. Got some divergence on the lower time frame here. A break of the high between those two lows would trigger that divergence. Certainly yesterday, coming off there through the sessions there, looking soft, but it has got a point of support here. It's back to its monthly pivot. It's got its 50 MA that's around that sort of area, or you could see it get a little rally. Now again, if it breaks the monthly pivot, that's another weak sign here, and we could see a bigger correction. We have at least seen a half decent correction, maybe just an ABC correction in the bigger scheme of things, but it certainly has sold off there. Nasdaq, of course, same sort of price action, a bit weaker if anything, and the Dow. I haven't actually looked at the results of some of the Magnificent Seven, but I can see that's probably what's drawing these down here. The Dow coming off though as well. The DAX still in quite a mess here, but it is continuing to follow the other markets. Lower highs coming through here, looking soft again this morning. I mean, yesterday it managed back into its S1, but softer in the afternoon, and through the Asian session here they're just going. So a lot of these markets really gone. Be careful with trying to buy them, because that's the temptation then, as you see the markets come off already in the morning, you're buying it. Tread carefully, that's all. Wait for the signals. FTSE, because they are looking soft. FTSE, come on FTSE, there we go. FTSE continues to break. It's taken out all these lows now. So properly in a lower movement here. So definitely looking softer here as well. And this maybe some of the stronger data coming through in the UK, just maybe slowing down the potential cuts, interest rate cuts. Anyway, there we go. That will do for me for today. I wish you a great day's trading, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye for now.